Hi y'all, Dancing Moon here. Hope you're doing great. Today in this video, I wanted to talk about the pelvic floor, especially for moms who are postpartum, who are finding that they're either fairly loose in their pelvic floor and perhaps they're experiencing incontinence. They just don't feel as toned in that area. Some people are actually feeling more pain in the pelvic floor. So I don't recommend these exercises, especially if you are particularly feeling more pain in the area. What I do recommend for someone in that situation is to find more opportunities to relax in the pelvic floor. My sense might be that someone would be too tight, too tight in that area, for lack of a better word. And so what their focus would be is to try to relax more in the pelvic floor area. So with that said, again, the emphasis for today is specifically for anyone who feels like they're not as toned, not as firm as they would like to be. Maybe you're actually having problems with incontinence. Maybe if you're sneezing or coughing and you've got a little squirt, you might feel a little embarrassed. There is definitely support out there. There are exercises that you can do. Know that you are not alone. Absolutely, you're not alone. So we will begin. The first thing is that sometimes, especially after having a baby, you don't feel that mind-body connection with your pelvic floor at all. It feels like you can't activate it, you can't feel it, you have just, again, lack of a connection. So one of the most foundational pieces is to start to begin to build that connection back. And you can do that very simply. It might take a while, so you have to do this repeatedly, maybe a few times throughout a day or just, over time. Repetition certainly helps. You can either have a rolled up washcloth or a slightly rolled up, this is a yoga strap. And as you get further along, you might be open to trying a soft exercise ball. And this is a small one, but I don't recommend starting off with something like this, especially just after having a baby. This can be fairly large to place in the pelvic area. So I would honestly start with a washcloth. And all you're gonna do is just basically place it underneath you as you sit. I shouldn't feel too hard. And I didn't place it all the way under, so it's not like coming out the back. But I just placed it right underneath, right before the anal area. And so you're just feeling the activation. Now, again, if you don't have that mind-body connection, you might not feel much at all. But this is a way to begin that reminder. So just start by just sitting. Maybe if you're feeding your baby, in any position, this is a great opportunity to do that because, oftentimes as moms, we're not sitting very often. But if we're feeding our newborn children, our young children, that is the time that we are sitting. So that's one way to do that. Another way, again, is with a yoga strap. And it's the same thing. So you're going to want to place this right in the perineal body and just see how that feels. You don't want it to be painful. If you do feel a sensation and it's painful to you, I would say that's probably too much. Maybe the surface is too hard, or maybe your surface area is a little bit too large. So if that's the case, maybe just shorten it so it's not as tall or not as thick, and then try it again and see how that works for you. And just for the sake of understanding where we are, I'm going to show you a diagram. And the space in between the openings there, right in the middle, that is the perineal body. This is the area that we're wanting to focus on. This is the area that we're wanting the point of contact to be. And then as we move through these next few exercises, this is where we want to bring our attention to as the point of activation, because it's so connected up into the upper area as well as into the lower area. And sometimes we can have issues with either one or both. So we certainly, and because they're so connected, we want the emphasis to be right there in the middle where the strength and the power of it lies, okay? All right, so I'll actually start standing. This is one of my favorites. For this one, you're gonna need a resistance band. A resistance band, either one that is just one long piece, and what you'll do is you wanna tie it together, but make sure that you can untie it when you're done. Essentially, you're gonna create about a circle. All right, you're gonna place this thing over your legs and right above your ankles, and we're gonna stand. And this is the duck waddle. So you're gonna start off on one side of your area. I like to put a slight bend in my knees and just walk. And I like to go as wide as I can and just go back and forth. And usually it's not very easy, but you can feel the body working. Okay, so again, this is the duck waddle. So you can just walk from one side to the other, and again, it's all side to side. So going front to back, that is less of what we're trying to do as opposed to side, okay? So together, we will do 4 to the right and then 4 to the left. And you can always remember, use your breath, effort, exhale, inhale. Last one. So exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Let's try one more time. Exhale. Other side. Okay. All right, so that's number 1. Number 2 is we're going to use our soft exercise ball. And if you don't have a soft exercise ball, a throw pillow, a yoga block, something soft, okay? And you're going to want to lie on your back. And if you have diastasis recti, if you have the abdominal wall separation, you're going to want to lie on your side before going onto your back. You're going to place the ball pretty much close to the knees. Just gently relax. And for this one, what we're going to do is we're going to actually lift the hips off the ground. So this is probably more a slightly advanced version. So what you may want to do actually is try it without the ball first. And you're going to just want to exhale and lift. So I'm pressing my feet into the floor, trying to relax in the glutes and just lift. And I don't want to exacerbate. So if I do have diastasis recti, I don't want to overdo it so much that I'm spreading the abdominal walls. I want to keep it at a neutral position so that they stay intact. And then I inhale and I lower. Exhale and inhale. And again, trying to just allow the feet and the pressing action, bring it up. And this is naturally activating the pelvic floor. You don't have to think too much about it, but this should hopefully naturally activate it. If that feels fairly easy to you and you want to add that extra layer, then you can go ahead and add the ball. And what you want to do is as you're lifting the hips up, you want to gently squeeze on whatever object you have in between your knees. So exhale and squeeze just the inner portion, trying not to squeeze underneath, but trying to just squeeze in, and then inhale and relax and release the squeeze. So exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale. And it's not easy. I definitely feel like I have to really try not to squeeze under here, even though I'm squeezing inside in my inner thighs. It all wants to squeeze. And just a couple more. last one. Great. All right. And so for our last exercise, we're going to lie on our side, hips in line with our shoulder, and the knees slightly forward. Then just rest your head on your arm. The resting arm is extended, and this one is just supporting. The top arm is just supporting. So this one, what we're going to do is just a side butterfly. So we're going to open our knees and close our knees. So we're going to open and close. Open. Some people like to kiss the feet together as they do it. I don't mind if you feel like you have control, that you let it go. This is actually exhale and inhale. And there's lots of things working here. I definitely am feeling a rotation in my hip. I'm definitely feeling an activation in my abdominals. So it is layered. However, for our sake, this is a fantastic pelvic floor exercise. And we'll just do one more. And then we'll switch sides. So we'll sit up, swing the legs over. And again, just slide yourself on down. Knees slightly forward. And you're just going to exhale and inhale. And last one. Wonderful. All right. So those are just a few things that you can do. There's certainly much more. But if you can do that, to start once a day, awesome. If you can build up to twice a day, maybe as part of your morning practice and maybe as part of an afternoon or evening practice, fantastic. And so just slowly start to build yourself up and see if it gets easier. See if you notice a difference in your musculature, in your tone, in your strength as well. So I'd love to hear any feedback, and I'd love to hear if this is working for you, and I'd be happy to do more videos. So if you have more questions or need more tips, please also let me know. Thanks for coming in here, and I appreciate the opportunity to share with you. Bye.